Hey guys, I'm back again and I have a review of book, a memoir. This is a book by M.K. Asante, Milo, and there he is right there. Okay, this was the December 2013 choice of the Afro Reading Club over on Goodreads. And I'm not so keen on reading memoirs, but I found this one interesting all the same. I thought it was an interesting way of going about writing about one's life. And yeah, so basically this is a story of Milo who is growing up in North Philadelphia, which is basically a ghetto. And he is one of three siblings. He's being raised by his mother, who was a dancer, and his father, who is a revered professor. His father is a very big, staunch Afrocentric. The beginning of the story starts with Uzi, Milo's brother, being thrown out of the house. And he disappears from there on. We don't hear from him until a few months later, where he's being accused of statutory rape on a white 13-year-old girl. And he's in a Colorado prison. From there, things take a desperate turn for Milo, and he starts to hang out with the homies in the neighborhood, and he becomes deeply involved in violence, sex, drugs, drug dealing, all kinds of mess like that. And he has no one to pull him out of it for the moment because his father is fairly absent. He comes back late at night. He leaves very early in the morning. His mother is not capable of getting him out of it either because she's quite depressed and she's heavily drugged most of the time so that her depression doesn't get the best of her. And basically you continue on like that. Let me tell you about the writing style. Now the writing style is a bit like reading, I don't know, it's quite lyrical. It's easy to read, so it flows really well. It's kind of like, I guess you could say it is a form of urban nonfiction, if you want, because basically you have a lot of references to hip hop and rap groups. And he basically tells the story through his own eyes. So it's all, it's either from the we point of view or I point of view. But he has these little lines like this that he puts in the middle of his description. And these are like quotes or lines from different rap songs and things. And so he's managed to pick out the lines that mean the most in the situation that he's describing. So that's really cool. And he also has this other thing he does is he uses his mother's diary as a vehicle to understanding more about what his mother was feeling. Because basically what the mother does is she writes letters, their Dear Carol, and they're signed Amina at the end. Well, his mother's name was Carol when she was a child. But when she became an adult and got married, she changed her name to Amina. So it's Carol writing, it's Amina writing to Carol. And that makes it interesting because she talks a lot about how she can feel her son slipping away from her and him getting more involved with dangerous people and her not being able to do anything to save him. So a lot of these letters bring insight into the life that she feels is missing and the things that she, that she fears for her son. So that's really interesting as well. I would say, I think I gave this a 3-star over on Goodreads. I think it's worth the read, except I don't think it's really for everyone because this book, the way it's written, I think if you're not interested in reading about, the ghetto of North Philadelphia, you don't feel like reading hip hop and, that kind of stuff, because it has some violence and it has some bad language and it has some sex in it. If you don't like reading about any of those things, then stay away from this book. Not really for you. But anyway, as a whole, I thought it was not badly written and very creative in the end and very well packaged for an African-American book. Sick of looking at jacked up covers. This cover is not jacked up. So it's like this. and it's black all over. And of course you see the back. So it's really well put together. It's 249 pages, very quick read, typography quite large, wide margins. Yeah, it's just a little, I would say just a little ditty, read it. You know, it's not bad. If you're interested in this kind of writing, it is something very different. I've not read any memoirs like this before. So for that alone, it's interesting. So that's all I have for you today. Bye-bye.